A world without mercy. On the planet Keros 9, mercy was a myth. The sky above the iron-red plains burned with perpetual stormlight, a violent swirl of charged particles and dust that never fully settled. Cities were not built for beauty or comfort, but for survival. Towering slabs of alloy and stone, stacked like defensive scars against a hostile world. Every structure, every law, every custom of the Veruan species was forged around a single belief. Weakness must never be indulged. Pain was not treated with kindness. Injury was not met with concern. To suffer was to prove one's inadequacy. Those who healed were not caregivers but technicians, restoring function with clinical detachment, never comfort. Compassion, as humans understood it, did not exist. And Talara had grown up believing that was the natural order of the universe. She was a field explorer, one of the Veruan tasked with venturing beyond their planet to catalog new systems, resources, and threats. Exploration was dangerous, and danger was respected. Fear was tolerated. Vulnerability was not. From the moment she could walk, Talara had been trained to endure pain in silence. Broken bones were set without anesthesia. Illness was endured until the body either adapted or failed. Emotional distress was considered a malfunction of discipline. She had watched others fall behind, friends, rivals, even family, left behind without ceremony when injury slowed them down, including her mother. Talara remembered that day clearly. Her mother's leg had been crushed during a structural collapse in the mining sector. The healers stabilized the bone, restored minimal function, and deemed her inefficient. Within months, she was reassigned to a lower caste, stripped of purpose. No one had held her hand. No one had spoken gently. No one had asked how she felt. That was not cruelty. That was order. And Talara accepted it. Until the day her own bones shattered among the stars. 2. First contact gone wrong. The Veruan expedition to the outer Persis corridor was meant to be routine. Long-range scans had detected artificial signals, unmistakably intelligent, though technologically inconsistent with known galactic powers. First contact protocols were activated. Talara was part of the surface reconnaissance team when their shuttle descended onto the blue-green planet designated E-117, later known as Earth. The atmosphere was breathable, the gravity tolerable, the terrain deceptively calm. They landed in a forested region, thick with towering organic structures, trees, though far larger than those on Keros 9. The air smelled alive, saturated with moisture and unfamiliar biological compounds. Talara did not like it. Her instincts screamed that this world was soft, and softness hid danger. The team advanced carefully, scanning for signs of intelligent life. They found structures eventually, primitive by Veruan standards, but undeniably deliberate. Then everything went wrong. A seismic shift rippled through the ground without warning. The earth beneath Talara collapsed, a hidden ravine masked by vegetation. She fell hard, tumbling down rock and soil before slamming into the ground below. Pain exploded through her right leg. She did not scream. Veruan did not scream. But when she tried to stand, her leg buckled unnaturally beneath her. Sensors in her suit flashed warnings. Compound fracture. Mobility compromised. Her team regrouped above the ravine. Talara, the commander's voice crackled over comms. Status. Leg injury, she replied evenly. Severe. There was a pause. A calculation. Can you climb? No. Another pause, shorter this time. Then remain. We will complete the scan and return for retrieval if time allows. If time allows. The calm went silent. Talara lay back against the cold earth, staring up at alien leaves filtering sunlight she had never seen before. Her leg burned, pain pulsing in violent waves. She did not curse her team. They were following protocol. She closed her eyes and prepared herself for what came next: endurance, isolation, and eventual extraction or death. What she did not prepare for was a human. 3. The stranger in the forest. She heard him before she saw him. Footsteps. Uneven. Careless. Talara's hand went instinctively to her sidearm, though she knew drawing it would be difficult in her current state. She adjusted her breathing, steady despite the pain. The figure emerged from the trees slowly. He was tall, bipedal, with exposed skin and fabric coverings instead of armor. No visible weapons. Dark hair, disheveled. His eyes widened the moment he saw her. "Oh my God," he whispered. The translator embedded in Talara's suit activated automatically. She analyzed him quickly. Human.
Male.
Unarmored. Physically unimposing. Not a threat. He approached cautiously, hands raised in a gesture she did not recognize. "Easy," he said softly. "I'm not going to hurt you." The words confused her. Why would he say that? She tightened her grip on the ground. "Do not approach," she warned. "I am injured but capable of defense." He stopped immediately. "Okay," he said. "Okay. I'll stay right here." He sat down on a rock several meters away, deliberately placing himself lower than her eye level. That confused her even more. "My name's Ethan," he continued. "You're not from around here." An unnecessary observation. "You are human," she said. "Yeah," he replied, a nervous smile flickering across his face. "Guess that makes this first contact?" She did not respond. Her leg throbbed violently now, blood seeping through the fractured limb beneath her suit. Internal stabilizers were failing. Ethan's gaze dropped to her leg, and his face changed. Not with disgust. Not with calculation. With concern. "Your leg," he said quietly. "It's broken." "Yes," she replied. "I am aware. You need help." "That is not your responsibility." He frowned. "I don't think responsibility really matters right now." Then, without waiting for permission, he slowly stood and began removing his jacket. Her grip tightened. "What are you doing?" "Making a splint," he said simply. She stared at him.
Why?
He looked at her like the answer was obvious. "Because you're hurt." 4. An alien concept. Ethan worked carefully, explaining each movement as if she were fragile glass rather than a trained Veruan explorer. "I'm going to move closer now, okay?" She allowed it, watching intently. He tore strips of fabric from his shirt, used fallen branches to stabilize her leg, and, most disturbingly, apologized every time his hands caused her pain. "I'm sorry," he murmured when she hissed involuntarily. The words struck her harder than the pain. "Why do you apologize?" she demanded.
He paused.
"Because it hurts you? That is not a reason." He looked genuinely puzzled. "Of course it is." No one had ever apologized to her for causing pain. Pain was expected. As he worked, he spoke, not to distract himself, but to comfort her. "You're going to be okay," he said. "I know it hurts, but I've got you."
Got you.
Her translator flagged the phrase as idiomatic, meaning support without obligation. Her chest tightened. When he finished stabilizing the fracture, he sat back, wiping sweat from his brow. "I need to get you somewhere safe," he said. "Medical help." "My people will retrieve me," she replied. "Eventually." Ethan shook his head. "That leg can't wait." "Then I will endure." He looked at her, eyes steady. "You shouldn't have to." That sentence shattered something deep inside her. The healing Ethan's home was small, cluttered, and warm. He carried her the entire way. She protested at first, furious at the indignity, but the pain weakened her resistance. His strength surprised her, his grip firm but careful. Inside, he laid her on a soft surface, a bed, and immediately began cleaning the wound. The sensations overwhelmed her. Warm water, gentle pressure,
Care.
she trembled, not from pain, but from something unfamiliar. "This will sting," he warned softly. He did not lie, but he held her hand when it did. The contact was electric. Her species did not touch for comfort. Her mind raced with confusion as her body reacted in ways she did not understand. Her breathing quickened, eyes fixed on his face as he focused entirely on her well-being. "Why are you doing this?" she asked finally. Ethan didn't look up. "Because I can." That answer made no sense. "Do you gain status from this?" she pressed. "No. Resources?" "No, then why?" He met her gaze. "Because leaving someone hurt when you can help, that would be wrong."
Wrong.
Morality detached from survival. The concept destabilized her more than the injury. 6. Cracks in her world. Days passed. Her people did not come. Ethan fed her, medicated her, and monitored her recovery with diligence that bordered on devotion. He spoke to her constantly about his world, his fears, his life. No one had ever shared themselves with her like this. She learned that humans valued empathy, that they mourned strangers, that they healed not just bodies but minds. One night, unable to sleep, she asked him a question that had been growing inside her. "Do humans help everyone like this?" He hesitated. "We try. We don't always succeed." "And if helping brings you pain?" He smiled sadly. "Sometimes love hurts. We still choose it." Love. The translator struggled with the word. Talara turned away, her vision blurring. She realized then that her people had not just lost compassion. They had never understood it. 7. The choice. When Veruin retrieval ships finally arrived, they did not thank Ethan. They scanned her, declared her fit for transport, and prepared to leave. Talara stood slowly, leaning on a support brace. Ethan watched silently from the doorway. "You can't stay," her commander said. "This world is inefficient."
She looked at Ethan.
At the human who had held her hand when pain broke her composure. At the one being in the universe who had seen her suffering and responded with kindness. "I will return," she said. The commander stiffened. "Explain." "I have seen something here," Talara replied. "Something our people lack." "That is irrelevant." "No," she said firmly. "It is essential." She turned to Ethan. "Thank you," she said, voice unsteady, "for healing me." He smiled. "Anytime." 8. The ending she never expected. Talara did return. Again and again. She became the Veruin ambassador to humanity, the bridge between two civilizations, one built on endurance, the other on compassion. She never forgot the day a human healed her broken bone, because he had healed far more than that. He had shown her that strength did not mean enduring pain alone. It meant choosing kindness, especially when it cost something. And in doing so, he changed her world. Forever.